Hello and welcome to the mid-innings show of India versus England. India has ended the innings at 229 for 8. I have with me Jyoti Mukherjee, Atreya Mukhopadhyay and G. Rajaraman. I'll start with Raj. Well, 229, good total.
It's a better total than I thought India would get when they lost early wickets. I'm hoping that India doesn't miss Ashwin too much because this wicket does have something in it for the slower bowlers. And unfortunately for India, got three fast bowlers, but they're all capable of picking up wickets and winning the match for India. 229, good enough. Competitive score, better than I thought they would get.
Let's start off with the last partnership. It added 21 runs. Atreya, could be very important 21 runs.
Yes, it was because it's kind of a wicket where every run will matter. So towards the end, those were precious runs. But I thought India were going to get a few more, especially when the fifth wicket partnership was going on, the way they were batting. I thought they would get something around 250. So, and India will probably miss the third spinner here.
Well, we will deep dive into the third spinner, but before
I was a little surprised with that question, the way England bowled to the number at the back end, because I thought that once it was Bumrah batting and once Surya got out, I think they could have bowled better lengths. A lot of Yorkers were tried, a lot of free runs were given, wides were given. And I feel if you are bowling to the lesser batters, then the hard length ball becomes a very difficult ball. As we saw towards the end, Kuldeep was finding it difficult to get bat on ball. But once you try the fuller ball, it's easier to get a bat and get a run here and there. So I think England could have bowled a little bit better at the end, but then we have to what they were chasing.
Talking about India's innings, Rohit Sharma, another brilliant innings. Not what we have generally seen, but very, very important innings.
I think he played it according to the need of the moment because this is not a pitch on which you can score freely. This is a pitch on which the ball was not coming on nicely, and he had to play a very smart inning. And this is what good captains are about. This is what sensible cricketers are all about. He brought all his experience into bear, and I think he played one of the better knocks in the tournament because this is going to have a bearing on the outcome of the game. He didn't get 100 today, but in his 100th match as captain of the Indian team, he did show great leadership qualities.
But Atreya, would you say that, especially because the pitch was a little difficult, somewhere he threw the good work towards the end, Rohit?
Yeah, you can. It's very tempting to say that, but once you also have to take into account the kind of hard work he did before that. So somebody who scored half of the scores, teams scored total runs at that point in time. India, when he got out, India total was in the 160 or something. Right. He scored 86 of those. Somebody who does that, I think you give him that lead.
Outstanding knock for me. I think it really was. Just the quality of the bowling, the way the pitch was. This is a deck where the others were finding it difficult to put bat on ball. Virat Kohli was 0 of 8 balls. That doesn't happen too often if he gets up because he comes and milks it. So just goes to show. I think he's got a lot of hundreds, World Cup hundreds. This is as good a knock as any. If India win this game today, this is as good as a double hundred in one day cricket.
Absolutely. I'll start from Joydeep this time. Rohit's innings, and then you see someone like Shreyas Iyer. You know, we constantly have chatted about how good Shreyas Iyer is, but same shot, same result.
Yeah, I've been talking about it, even written my article that one thing is the fact that you can play the shots. One is when to play and when not to, and especially he's not a surety in the team for me now. I mean, he's not a person without whom the Indian team doesn't happen. So if you see when KL Rahul and Virat Kohli came at a similar juncture of their lives into the Indian team. So Virat Kohli came with the Tendulkar, Sehwags and Yuvrajs and Dhonis and Rainas there. He also cut all those shots down to be able to play and to get the runs, and then he's become who he is. Without him, the Indian team is not possible. Then you play the shots. So right now he's taking too many risks and he's not doing his place any favor because he's getting out the same way, he's giving out signals to the other teams that I will take on the short ball. And I don't know of any cricketer who's been able to hit every short ball out of the park. Hasn't happened to the best of them. What happened to him? The sooner he learns, the better for India.
We saw Rohit Sharma duck under a few of those bounces.
KL also he came.
When you have senior batters, not allow their egos to get the better of them and play the shot. And I'm not speaking of ego in a negative sense. This is vanity that a cricketer has got that I'm on top of my game and I will play the shot. I think he paid a price for that. I think India is hurting primarily because of that. We also saw a similar shot from KL Rahul, maybe uncalled for with about 20 overs left in the game. But sometimes these are impulsive strokes that people play and give the wickets away. England made a match of it so far, but I think India has clawed back quite strong.
Makes a great point. KL was more of a hike, probably seeing the mid-wicket inside the circle. It wasn't a short ball thing. It was a miscalculation, shouldn't have been played. But KL has done it for the first time in the whole tournament. Shreyas Iyer is doing it every game.
There's patterns, yeah, absolutely. Achal, Surya Kumar's innings, all the talk around him in one days. I mean, it's almost like Surya wouldn't have got a chance, of course, if Hardik was not injured. He got a chance, and it was an important innings today with India not in a great position.
It was very important innings and very sensible innings. I think a lot of talk about talk against Surya Kumar is a little uncalled for. Yes, he did not perform as well as he has in T20s when it comes to one days, but he is somebody who can build the innings. He's not only about those shots and scoops. I've seen him play long innings in Ranji Trophy, so he has that other gear. Today we saw shades of that. I mean, it was a very responsible thing. I mean, responsible innings by him.
Yeah, just on that, in T20 cricket, you normally don't play on wickets which are like this. Very seldom will you play. So Surya will always come and play at a good wicket because in T20 cricket, because the game is so short and it's all about fours and sixes, we play on good wickets and very good wickets and awesome wickets. So all the more credible for Surya to be able to play with these shots, the shots that he plays, that little hoiko, fine leg and do all. It's not easy to play on wickets where it's slow and dry. It's the puff of dust not coming onto the bat. Really important innings. If India win this game, I know Rohit has done his bit and KL in the middle, but what he did at the end will have a huge bearing.
It was important for Sky to be grounded, right? And I think he was very, very grounded today. He left his ego in the dressing room and came out to play the way he did. Of course, there was an early shot of his that went past Willie's arm for a cotton ball chance, but he stayed back and played, I think, one of the most sensible innings, as Jerry pointed out. It was crucial that he lasted till about 50 overs. And I think he played a very, very big role.
And that Willie's shot also probably gave him a little bit of a range check that you can't play shots, you can't push and play over here. And he learned from that. And it was really good to see that he put his ego aside, as he rightly said. Because he probably has more shots than Shreyas Iyer does, but in spite of that, he put that away. He knew what is needed for the hour. When you're in a corner, the difference is Shreyas Iyer bats at 4, he bats at 6, so he's coming with 2 more wickets down, so he's feeling the heat a little more. But at number 4, you got to take more responsibility.
Absolutely. We'll have a look at the innings progression graphics for India. If Shapnil, you can just put it on.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so power play 35 for 2, not the usual start, 145 for 3 and then 49 for 4. Basically the innings never really took off. How much of it, is rash shot, how much of it pitch, how much of it is midwood?
Well, India does have a problem with the batting. I mean, the tail starts a little early. Especially we don't have somebody like Shardul or Ashwin who at number 8 can bat a bit. The Indian tail is long, and that is going to lead to problems in situations where you lose early wickets. Today that happened. That is why you see the meltdown kind of a thing towards the end. There was practically nothing towards the last 10 overs. Very little. So that is something which will bug India in this tournament. They will have to depend on the top 5, top 6.
Is there, Raja, an over-dependence on Kohli and Rohit?
On the basis of what we saw today, definitely there is. But this Indian team is capable of overcoming that. You would expect a Shubman Gill not to play the kind of shot that he played today. I think in all the talk of KL Rahul or even Shreyas Iyer for that matter, we tend to overlook what Shubman Gill did. He could have played a lot smarter. He would have been in the best position to assess the nature of the track. Him and Rohit Sharma, because they're playing against the new ball. They know the ball is not coming on nicely. You play your shot early, then you leave a gap to be bowled. I think someone like a Shubman, if he takes a bit more responsibility and start playing the way he can, I think it should not be about the World Cup. I think they should all start treating this as just another one-day international. Then possibly they will play play a lot more free. At the moment, I think they're just holding themselves back, thinking that, oh God, this is a World Cup match and I got to do well.
So in the last 10 to 40 to 50 was the best 10 for us. 49 runs in 10 overs. We saw that. It didn't happen in the first 10. 149 runs happened in 30 overs also, between 10 and 40. So it goes to show how difficult it was and how well they did at the end. And you know, he makes a very valid point because that was all our worry. We've discussed that sitting in the same table, that we've got 3 players we can bank on big time, which is Rohit, Virat and KL. And the other 3 of the 6 with Hardik gone is Shubman, Shreyas Iyer and Surya. So they are a little bit of a mixed bag because it's their first World Cup, it's with responsibility time, we are playing with 1 batter less. So how these 3 step up will have a huge bearing because not every game the other 3 will score.
Absolutely. So from the Indian batting, let's move now towards, of course, the run chase. First of all, this combination where we now have 3 pacers and we have Kuldeep and Jadeja. All of you agree that it will be tricky. How tricky and how do you think India can go about this?
To my mind, Trisha, this attack is capable of stopping England. England not been batting as well as it is capable of. Who knows? Tonight might be the night where England finds its mojo as far as batting well is concerned. But I think this Indian attack is very capable of stopping England in its track. This is a competitive score, 230. It could have been easily 180. It could have been 280. I was wishing for 300, but 180 would have given away the match. 230 gives India a fighting chance. The bowlers can come to the party, and they are very capable of doing that. India can still win the game. I believe that Kuldeep is going to challenge the English batters for sure, as will Ravindra Jadeja.
A lot will depend on, for me, 2 things. One is the way, how the England batters bat. If they come and play baseball, that's right, playing into India's hand. It's not a baseball pitch, number 1. Number 2 is, I know India's got 2 spinners, but all the fast bowlers will be bowling a lot of slow balls and cutters once the ball gets a bit older. So they'll start off with the new ball, they'll swing it a little bit. The moment the swing stops and they feel that our potency is now going down a little bit because it's not swinging or the new is there, ABC, blah, blah, blah. That's when the cutters will start. The split finger will start, the scramble seam, the back of the hand, the knuckle ball. Because what is happening is, after hitting the pitch, it's not coming onto the bat at the same pace. So the more variations you have, the more you into the head of the batter. And that's what you want. The spinners will be a handful. For me, it's the fast bowlers bowling the slow balls well will be the key for India winning the game.
Absolutely. Before I continue this chat, we just saw a tweet from the Barmy Army, which shows Virat Kohli's picture with a duck. I mean, quite brave from a team which is 1 out of 5.
But they've got something to do at least. They've been very quiet the last few days and they've been nothing to do. And also, this is a photo also they will not be able to do a lot in their lives. So when they get a chance, they've lashed on to it. First duck in World Cup for Virat Kohli. And he's human and some people take a little bit of pleasure out of getting things like this. And Virat Kohli gives Indians pleasure, he can also give the English a bit of pleasure. Good to see.
Absolutely. Talking about ducks and some of the key batters, of course, Joss Butler, Joe Root. Joe Root has still scored a little, but Joss Butler has looked pretty uncomfortable against pacers. And Mohammad Shami has a very good record against Joss Butler. I know by the looks,
Answer doesn't. Talk about Shami Kebab.
Can we also ask our producer to give us the Mohammad Shami versus Joss Butler? Okay, runs scored so far. Well, yes, of course. Virat Kohli alone has scored 354, and the entire England team has scored 350. But I think India has given us enough reasons to celebrate. We don't need to.
This is excellent ball by producer. I mean, this is a very quick answer from an Indian to the Barmy Army. And there's a little battle going on over here as well.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So can we have the battle between Mohammad Shami and Joss Butler? Butler against pacers.
See, Butler has not fired, and that's been a major problem for England because their batting has suffered. Yes, that's Shami versus Butler. And Shami has held an edge over him. I mean, you can see from those numbers that Shami has called the shots in the duels between these two. And it's not going to be any different. It's not only just Shami. All the Indian bowlers are going to have go at them. All of them are wicket-taking bowlers. So I think, yes, another spinner would have been better, but all the Indian bowlers are capable of taking wickets.
For me, the key over here is the strike rate, 95. If this can be 75, which England will do well with today, then he has a chance. If he tries to play 95 today against his bowler, he'll be in trouble. Because this is not a 95 strike rate wicket for any batter. It's not an easy wicket to bat on. And Rohit showed us how to bat on it, KL showed us how to bat on it, Surya showed. So the English will have to take a leaf out of the book, keep their baseball in the dressing room, and go and bat normally and try and win the game. Whether they will or not, time will tell.
I think the key really was what Rohit Sharma did. Almost test match approach to a one-day international innings. And if England can adopt that, they might challenge the Indians. But I think the Indians have got a trick or two up their sleeve. Each of the bowlers is capable of picking up a couple of wickets, and I think India will probably sneak home with those 2 points.
Fantastic, but we'll come to the predictions a little later. The kind of innings that all of you are saying that would be suitable, the Rohit Sharma kind of innings. We know someone who's really capable of that innings in the England squad, and that's Joe Root.
Root! Yeah.
Are you rooting for Root today?
I am rooting for Root because in the morning I said that I thought that this is one game that I'm actually hoping that India has a tight game or even a little tight loss, because this is what Joe Root can do, and because he has the technique to bat also. The tougher the pitch, the more technique comes into play. And this is where you can fall back on your technique. That's the reason why you'll see people with dodgy technique not do well in test matches, but still get their way around in 50 overs and sometimes kill it in T20. But when the same players play a test match or multi-days cricket with the red ball, with the jogging around or spinning, they're all at sea. So he has the technique, he's been there, done it. And if he can bat 40 overs today, then England are in with a very good chance. He needs to be there. Because I don't think anybody or the others will take a backseat. I think they'll still play basketball, which will be walking into the hands of the Indian team. This man might just make the difference.
Well, Snehashish, you have got your answer for how crucial Joe Root will be. But Athlo, in the last few matches, be the Ashes Test or be the last 2 matches where Ben Stokes played, somehow it seems like every time he comes out to bat, England is expecting a miracle from him.
See, I mean, that's because the kind of performance he has put in over the years. And he's a big match player, he's a big player, no doubt about that. And he looked good in the previous match. He didn't get a big score, England lost, but he looked good. And we all know, how much of a difference he can make. But it's not just only Ben Stokes. I think people like Joe Root, Root will obviously be a very, very key figure in this run chase because the kind of what Joydeep mentioned, the kind of batting he does. But England batting as a whole, they are short on runs. It's not just one Root or one Butler who has not come in. Root still has scored a few runs. But as a whole, England's batting has not fired and they will be tested here. It's not the best of pitches to bat on, and they are going to be tested.
Well, a bit of a discussion I think we had last match also. Who do you think will open the bowling here? Do you think it will be Bumrah and Siraj as usual?
I think it will be Bumrah and Siraj. I think it's been a tried and tested combination over the last few games, including in the Asia Cup. I don't see Rohit altering that too much. If an Ashwin were available, maybe they would have been tempted to bowl Ashwin against the opening batters and pick up a wicket. But I don't think either Kuldeep or Jadeja will be interested in the new ball. Shami is the only other option, but Shami bowls really well with a ball that is slightly old. I think he's not going to mind coming in at first change. I think it will be Bumrah and Siraj opening the attack and maybe picking up a couple of wickets.
Well, Siraj, the most effective Siraj spells have generally been in the power play, but in this World Cup, Siraj has bowled 21 overs in the power play and he has picked up only 2 wickets at an average of 52 and strike rate of 78.57. By any chance, do you think that maybe they'll change it around, or you stick to your...
No, I would change it. I like the new ball to Shami. I think he's bowling really well right now. And this is also just to make sure that none of them get off to a flyer. But I agree, Siraj is also done really well. So Bumrah is definitely getting it. And if there were 3 spinners, we could have seen one come in the power play. But it's very important for the spinners also to come after the power play, because that's when you need the fielders at the back as well. So if the spinners come and bowl in the power play, they're trying to keep the runs down. But this is the game where the spinners need to come and get wickets. So Jadeja will have a slip, maybe for a new batter, a silly point, a gully. That's the sort of wicket it is. But in the power play, because you don't have the long off long on, then that bailout shot fielder is not there. So that's why I think the moment the ball gets a bit old and the power play is over, the spinners will be out to them. Unless the fast bowlers have them at 27 for 3, that is different.
Absolutely. Actually, with the dew coming in, or dew might come in, let's say we have no news so far whether the dew has come in or not, will this become a little easier?
Yes, I mean, we have seen in the past that when there is dew, the side that is bowling, especially the spinners, find it difficult to grip the ball, pitch becomes slightly easier to bat on. So those things will work in favor of the batting side under the lights over there if there is dew. But we do not know if there will be dew or not. So let's see. I mean, that's not something we can really. Yeah, and we cannot draw conclusions based on that. So it's going to be a interesting chase.
Interesting chase. Just pick one winner. No diplomacy.
Obviously, it's an interesting case, but I think India got it tail up. It got the momentum thanks to Sky scoring those runs, thanks to Kuldeep adding a few runs in the end. Some of the worries of the Indian team would be out, but going into that second 50 overs, I think India has got the momentum and will want to capitalize on that.
Raja sir, we have got a question for you. Who is Raja sir's Mirchi from Indian bowlers?
Somebody is lagaving all the Mirchi there. Okay. But I think it's going to be Kuldeep Yadav today. He's going to have Joe Root cotton gold.
Wow, Joe Root cotton gold. If that happens, then we'll give party to Raja sir. Ashok, your prediction?
I think England. I think India are about 15-20 short, 20 run short.
England already said that Maloney as well.
Right, he has gone with his gut feeling all day. So we have 2 for England and
India.
Raja, as usual, as loyal as it gets. You guys, of course, tweet to us and tell us who are you supporting. Of course, you're supporting India, but that is your heart supporting India. What does your mind say? Will it be India or England? We will, of course, know in another 3 hours' time, maybe, if the England batters do not get out early and they also don't go for morning walks or evening walks, maybe. So we'll be back with the post show and much more to be discussed. I'm hoping India wins. Thank you so much.
परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहा?
बहुत ही अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस था इंडिया की। ऐसा नहीं कह सकते हैं कि 229 जो है वो बनाना इंडिया के लिए वैसा था। ठीक है, कम है लेकिन बहुत ही अच्छा है। इंग्लैंड के लिए आसान नहीं होगा इतना भी बनाना।
रोहित का शतक,
वो तो शतक नहीं हो पाया, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन ये कि बहुत ही बढ़िया उसने खेला है और अपने आप को दिखाया है कि टीम को जब भी ज़रूरत होगी हम हमेशा खड़े रहेंगे।
मायूस थे आज कोहली 0 पे आउट हो गए।
वो तो हर फैन की मायूसी रहती है।